Good morning. Grab your coffee and stay with me, because we're starting today with a reality check that's going to make your morning commute feel a lot more urgent. You're probably sitting there, maybe checking your banking app or looking at your portfolio, and you feel secure. You see that little padlock icon in the browser? You see the Face ID scan. You think, my data is encrypted. It's a black box.
No one can see what I have. Well, I hate to break it to you, but that black box? It's actually made of glass. We just haven't turned the lights on yet. Here's the deal. Intelligence agencies and state actors have been playing a long game called Harvest Now, Decrypt Later, or HNDL. While you've been busy living your life, they've been vacuuming up every encrypted transaction, every private message, and every bank transfer they can find. They can't read it yet, sure, but they're storing it in massive silent silos. We're talking about an estimated 45 to 50 zettabytes of data. To put that in perspective, that's roughly equivalent to every movie ever made, multiplied by a few million, all sitting in a digital waiting room. Why? Because they're waiting for a key that arrives in 2026. This isn't just a tech glitch, it's a $21 trillion financial trap. And the clock is ticking. So let's talk about the math, because this is where the story takes a wild turn. Our entire global financial system, your 401 key, your mortgage, the SWIFT network runs on something called RSA 248 encryption. Think of it like a physical lock that would take a conventional supercomputer a billion years to pick. It's solid, it's reliable, or at least it was. Enter the quantum computer. These machines don't just calculate faster, they think in a completely different dimension. Using something called Shor's algorithm, a sufficiently powerful quantum computer can slide that billion-year lock open in less than 7 days. 7 days. Let that land. This isn't some theoretical maybe anymore. Recent simulations have confirmed we are hitting that utility threshold. And look at the casualties. If you're into crypto, pay attention. There are between 2.1 million and 4 million Bitcoins sitting in legacy addresses. These are old-school wallets that don't use modern hashing. The moment a quantum computer reaches utility, those 4 million Bitcoins worth hundreds of billions become effectively unmasked. They aren't stolen. They're just suddenly visible to anyone with the master key. It's like leaving your front door wide open in a neighborhood full of locksmiths. This transition to post-quantum cryptography, or PQC, is the biggest infrastructure upgrade in human history. And most people are still hitting snooze on the notification. Now, I know what you're thinking, the banks will handle it, right? Well, they're trying, but here's the problem, you can't unsteal what's already been harvested. If a bad actor already has your 2024 bank data sitting in a silo, and they get a quantum key in 2026, they can look back in time. They can see your past, your assets, your secrets. The privacy you think you have today? It's a retroactive illusion. It's like realization hitting you that you've been walking around in a glass house for the last 5 years, and someone just found the light switch. Now, let's follow the money, because whenever there's a panic, there's a profit margin. While most of us are just starting to hear about the quantum gap, the big players are already positioning themselves. We're looking at a projected $19 billion spend in the financial sector alone over the next few years. In fact, the banking and insurance sectors are capturing over 26% of the entire global quantum market share. They aren't just buying computers, they're buying survival. Companies like IonQ and Quantinuum are basically selling the cure to the crisis they helped create. It's a fascinating, if slightly cynical cycle. And honestly, this is the most interesting part of the whole story. While the public is worried about identity theft, intelligence silos are looking at this as a retroactive telescope. Imagine being an intelligence agency that can suddenly read every diplomatic cable and every corporate secret from the last decade. The power shift is staggering. The tech cycle being forced here is worth roughly $2.4 trillion, and it's forcing a global upgrade to our financial plumbing that is decades overdue. But here's the catch. Not everyone gets the upgrade at the same time. There's a quantum gap developing between the institutions that can afford to be quantum ready and the ones that are going to get left behind in the glass vault. I saw a report from CD recently that quantified the risk. A single successful quantum breach on a major US bank could cause a GDP hit of up to $3,030 trillion. That's not just a number on a screen, that's your grocery prices, your interest rates, and the stability of your local economy. The math stops working for the legacy players, and when the math stops working, that's when the real volatility begins. If the world's largest pension funds are suddenly scrambling to move assets into quantum-proof hardware, what does that tell you about the safety of your standard savings account? Let's zoom out for a second and look at history, because we've actually seen this movie before. Think back to World War II and the Enigma code. The Axis powers felt totally secure. They had the best encryption machines in the world. They sent their most sensitive military plans through the airwaves, confident that no one could read them. But at Bletchley Park, Alan Turing and his team built a proto-computer that broke the code. The result? The Allies were reading German secrets in real time, while the Germans continued to use the broken machine, completely unaware their secrets were transparent. The similarity between that and today's HNDL strategy is about 92%. The difference today? The target isn't a military convoy, it's the $21 trillion global financial system. We are living through a modern-day ultra operation, where the data is already captured, and the bomb, the quantum computer, is being tuned. Just as the breaking of Enigma shortened the war, the arrival of quantum utility is going to shorten the lifespan of legacy wealth. The one who knows the secret first wins. And right now, the attackers are watching our secure system in total silence. It's the ultimate game of poker where one side can see through the back of the cards. Think about that next time you hear a tech CEO talk about quantum supremacy like it's a fun milestone. For the average person, it's not a milestone. It's an unmasking. We are moving from an era of security through obscurity to an era of security through agility. If you can't move your assets into the light of the new standards, you're effectively volunteering to stay in the dark. And in 2026, the dark is going to be very, very crowded. So, where does this leave you? By late 2026, the US government is mandating that at least 5% of all IT security spend goes toward quantum readiness. We're already seeing a surge in quantum-proof hardware wallets, with sales hitting $1.2 billion as people scramble to protect their digital legacies. This isn't just for the ultra-wealthy or the tech-obsessed anymore. If you have a 401k, a digital bank account, or any semblance of a digital identity, you are part of this transition. The walls of our digital world are turning into glass. It's happening right now, whether we're ready or not. The reality of 2026 is that quantum readiness is becoming the new gold standard for financial safety. It's no longer enough to just have money. You have to have money that is visible only to you. The ultimate currency of the next decade isn't just capital, it's the agility to move your legacy into the light before the old walls turn transparent. So here's my question for you. If the world's largest banks are spending billions to build new doors, why are you still using the old key? The vault is opening. Make sure you're the one holding the new master key. I'll see you tomorrow.